All right, Hangouts Live. Last week was fun because we ended up talking about haunted locations in my home state, and man, I don't think we could have topped ourselves for that shit with the sanitarium.
Aim, Dr. Hazard.
Yes, that's just that's gonna be one of the definitive. It's one of the definitive moments on this show.
Yeah.
I'm saying that. I'm gonna say that. It was funny just finding out that there used to be in Washington a sanitarium that it wasn't actually called Starvation Heights. People just called it that, but just knowing that it was run by an evil woman named Dr. Hazard, it's like, yeah.
And to top it off, she ended up in New Zealand when she died, in Wanganui, where Sam is.
No. She ended. I don't think she died in it. No, she died back in Washington.
Oh, okay.
But she ended up in Wanganui.
Yeah.
Sam is gonna be so like the reactions we're gonna get from Sam when he learns about that. Oh boy, that'll be priceless.
Agreed.
Yeah. Well, in other news, well, Thursday was good, really good opener on the Kickstarter. We did really good for ourselves on that. Like, we got past the first 10% within that night. And what was really good about it is that we had launched that Kickstarter on the opening night of Avengers Endgame.
Oh, yeah, you did too.
Yeah. I mean, dude. If anything if anything was going to hurt us, you would have thought it would be that. But not just that, we even got the first $1,000 within the first 24 hours. And right now we are set to close the first 25% of the end of our $6,000 goal. We're doing really good.
Yeah, man. I mean, you couldn't ask for much better than that, could you? Being realistic.
I guess not, but I don't know. No, well, we could. We could, but it's more like we did. I think we did better than I think we thought we were going to. Like, I kind of expected us. I didn't expect us to do that good right out of the gate. Like, I didn't think we were going to do bad. I just didn't think we'd do this well. And so far, it's just things have just been climbing. Things have slowed down. Still, it was opening weekend of Endgame. Just gonna. You just can't. It's gonna be hard to compete against that, but still doing good.
That's good.
And Salem's in the chat. How you doing, buddy? Yeah, we are doing. I'm also very grateful that you played down money for it, Dinte.
Yeah, I said I would.
Yes. Salem just said he saw Endgame.
Let's not talk about Endgame yet, because I'd like a chance to see that.
Yeah. No. Yeah. This is the only spoilers that are going to be on today's show is for Game of Thrones.
Yeah. I think it's fair that we do warn people about that.
Steve. Hi, Steve. Yeah, there's going to, because last night, Dinte tweeted out just how badly they fucked the dog on last night's episode of Game of Thrones, and I just knew right then and there, that's what today's show is going to be about. Because Dinte has to have a place to vent about this in detail.
Yeah. Shall I get started?
Go.
Okay, so I'm going to count to 3, and if you're still here, that means that you don't care about the Game of Thrones spoilers. So 1, 2, 3, and I think that's fair enough. So if you're not familiar with Game of Thrones, it's the book and the TV series, and Brett and Sam did an episode good couple of years ago, they'd both pretty much given up on it, and they explained why, and there were valid reasons. I myself just stuck with it because I thought, it's coming up to the end. I want to see how this plays out. And the way that the books are coming out, there's no actual guarantee that we're going to get an ending to the books. I mean, has it been 6 or 7 years since the last one?
Let me check. What was the last book in the Ice and Fire? I think last one I remember being produced was I think it was Dance with Dragons, but that one I don't think that was it. Yeah, it was a Dance with Dragons, and that was 2011.
20,
You still
okay.
have Winds of Winter and A Dream of Spring on ring, but they are listed as forthcoming. So the last one was a Dance with Dragons in 2011, and that was holy shit. Holy shit! If that's what I think it was, let me see if I can get the. Let me see if I can. I'm gonna pull it up to see what its exact date was.
Okay.
Because depending on the date, July 12th. It is coming up on 8 years.
Wow. And he fucking said that he was very confident he could have the books done. Are you fucking kidding me?
The dog. Is that the dog again?
No, it's a lawnmower.
Oh.
He said he was very confident that he would have at least the next book ready before the TV show ends. And he's just, I don't want to criticize the guy because he is a bit of a perfectionist and he does take his time, but I think he's wasted a lot of his time going to the conventions and that. And I don't know, he seems to have really taken a step back since the TV show has started when it comes to the actual writing. Oh, have we lost Brett? You still there? God damn it, this is a repeat of 2 weeks ago, isn't it? Okay, yeah, Brett's just froze. He'll be back shortly. So yeah, it's been a good 8 years between the books, and we're still waiting on the Winds of Winter, which he says he's working on, and let's say he gets the Winds of Winter done. I mean, the last book could probably take just as long, if not more, to come out. So I thought I'd stick with the series and try to see how it plays out. And we've had the White Walker build up, and we've had all of this going. Hold on, I'm just going to reply to Britt. And then we came to last night's episode, back and getting a catch up on some.
Okay, I'm okay. I think I got back.
Yep, yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Okay, but yeah. Where I left off was you said Martin was confident he could finish it, and I just what was the time frame he gave again?
He said that he should have it done within the next few years. So, by the time the TV show catches up, it could go into the next adaptation of his novel.
And at the time of this, he is now 70 years old.
Yeah. So, that's what I mean. I mean, if you try to be realistic and you look at the time it's just taking for the Winds of Winter to come out, there's still another book after. It's highly unlikely we're going to get an ending to the books, which is unfortunate, but you got to face that fact.
Yeah. There was a guy I came across called the Distributist where he made a video saying that he doesn't think that George R. R. Martin can finish the book simply because there is, even if he gets to the end, nothing he writes will live.
Yeah, you froze again. Have you? I apologize for the technical difficulties, folks. Yeah, he seems to be having a bit of a hard time on his end.
How about now?
Yep. Oh, there you go. I can hear you.
All right. Okay. So Yeah, there was a video by a guy called the Distributist, and his he doesn't believe that George R. R. Martin can that even if George R. R. Martin gets the end, there's just no way whatever ending he writes will live up to the expectations that.
Oh dear, it's really bad for you, isn't it? Discord team, we're talking Game of Thrones. Do we care about it much? Yeah, it's fair enough. It's not for everyone.
Yeah, even though it's some stupid popular, it's not for everyone. Well,
I think it's got stupid popular for the wrong reasons, though.
but yeah, okay. So I'm sure you're not. The internet doesn't really like bread. No, it's not the internet. It's this faulty HDD I need to replace. I just haven't been able to get around to it. You know, any profits made on Changeling Go? I don't. Any new maybe no, it's not that, Salem. No, I don't need a new computer. I just need a new HDD, and luckily those are cheap. I just don't have. I'm just not able to do it right now. Now, this episode, the way the hype I saw on Twitter was this basically the season finale episode,
No, it's
or the second
only
to last
mid-season.
one?
It's
So
only
what?
mid-season. There's still 3 more episodes to go.
Alrighty, so what have we been looking at up until this point for this season?
The first episode was basically, Danny coming to Winterfell, characters meeting up and all of that. And then the second episode was more characters coming to Winterfell, meeting up, and they're getting ready to battle the White Walker army, which of course has been a major threat up until now. And the first one was kind of boring. The second one had a lot more, you know, character interactions and a little comedy. And considering it was going to be the last time they were all together, I appreciated that episode a lot. And last night was the big battle of Winterfell, the North combining together with Danny and Jamie Lannisters up there to take on the army of the Dead and the Night King. And have we lost you again? And we've lost Brett again. Oh dear. Okay, I can't get invested in a show where the characters just die at random intervals and welcome as the prize. Oh, you back?
Yeah, I'm back. All right,
Okay.
so last week's episode was supposed to be the big battle of Winterfell. You got the Northern armies. You got Jamie and Daenerys's army.
Yeah, Jamie's on his own. He was the only one who came up from King's Landing to help. So they didn't have any of the King's guards or Cersei's army because Cersei said she'd help, and then she decided she wouldn't because she saw it as a chance to enforce her lands and start taking back what's been lost to her. So, all right, fair enough. That fits a character. I got no problem with that. It makes sense.
Matt said though that Cersei did a really stupid thing by paying off all of Westeros's debts. That's to the Iron Bank, because now they no longer have any because here's the thing, even though they were in debt to the Iron Bank, that kind of meant they sort of had an obligation to make sure that their investment didn't go under because White Walkers.
I don't think the bank knows about the White Walkers, though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
There's no, they know of them, but I don't think that they know they were a threat until after they gave the money to Cersei, because Cersei didn't tell them, and the Iron Bank wasn't when everyone meet up to discuss, hey, we got the White Walker threat, we need to band together. So there's no evidence to suggest that the Iron Bank actually knew that they were a real thing at the time.
Well, it's just more like the way Matt seemed to phrase it was that they didn't was that them kind of was that Cersei paying off Westeros' debts to them just sort of washed their hands of any obligation they had to them at that point. Because now Dany rides in with dragons. Well, who are they going to bend the knee to now?
True.
Dusko says, the Iron Bank. Imagine if robots were a thing. Westeros would have an increased usage of iron rods. Well, they do have they do have one called the Iron Islands.
Yeah.
Pretty sure Iron Islanders say they have iron rods.
That's true.
God knows, Theon liked to brag about it.
Until he lost it. Dun dun dun.
All right, so they've been building up. I guess maybe at least to make it go down easier. Was there anything good about this episode?
The battles and the cinematography were really well done. The music was good, but I think they used it on the wrong scenes. Like there's a moment when the Night King is staring down Bran and there's this music playing and it almost sounds so upbeat, like dun 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 dun. Like really, you're gonna fucking pick this fucking music for when the Night King looks like he's about to kill fucking Bran? The main problem a lot of people had the show is the lighting. It was so dark. I mean, I thought I saw characters die, but it wasn't them just because you could only like see the outline of their faces and you're thinking, oh shit, that's Torment. He's got a beard. Oh no, it's not Torment because he's oh no, someone with a beard died. Is that Torment? That was just like one example. And everyone's saying, well, with the lighting, you can always adjust that on your TV and do it up. But like, I don't see why people should have to constantly adjust lighting when it comes down to the production team that are in charge. They should know the right lighting for people to get the better quality picture. That's just how I feel. And please excuse the lawnmower. Jesus Christ.
I don't hear anything.
That's all right. Or maybe it'll stay that way. So, yeah, the structure-wise, the episode was pretty well done, minus a lot of the shit was just too dark to make out, and that got a bit frustrating. Oh, and the acting was good. I mean, Game of Thrones always has some good performances. I mean, that's one thing.
Yeah, except for that one chick. It was one of the Sand Snakes. I forget her name, but
the one that stopped talking after a while.
Remember her name. All I can remember. She had the worst line in the whole series. You need a good girl, but you want a bad pussy.
Oh yes, yeah. Okay, yeah, all right. Oh, okay, that's probably one of the few exceptions. I mean, it has been pretty consistent when it comes to the acting, though.
Yeah, there's a few. There's a few bad and ones in there, but yes, most of the actors, at least where with the principal characters, the acting's been good.
Yeah. So where are we at? So yeah, that was the seals wasn't in like production wise, it was good quality. But the way everything went down, it was like completely was like The Last Jedi and just threw a lot of lore, what had been built up, the mythology, and I'm gonna have to fucking say it, Brett. Averting your expectations, but not in the fucking good way.
Mm-hmm. So they tried to subvert everybody's expectations.
Yeah, and it fucking wreaks so much of the whole, Ryan. Oh, I didn't want people to see what's coming, so I decided to change this and change that. And catching people by surprise is not always a fucking good thing. Can we just say that? Just because someone didn't see something coming, it does not mean that it's good.
Yeah, just ask M. Night Shyamalan how well that worked out for him for years.
He's only ever had one good fucking twist, and that was The Sixth Sense, and that was a well executed one. But
I thought The Unbreakable had a good twist.
yeah, I kind of saw it coming though, because Samuel Jackson was down out of his luck, but was so interested in pushing Bruce Willis, and it was just like, yeah, it's kind of antagonist like. He doesn't seem to be doing it for any benefit for anyone else other than himself, because he needed a purpose in his life.
All right, but yeah. Subverting expectations is not always a good thing because, again, M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah. What's it? Fucking signs when the fucking aliens invade Earth and their biggest weakness is fucking water.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was so fucking stupid.
Yeah. I didn't. I don't think I saw the. I did not. I'm trying to think what else was there. There was the Lady in the Water. I did not see that one, but I don't know what the plot twist was, and I don't know what the plot twist was. The devil was either.
Devil was you had to work out which one was the devil or some shit, and it was the most obvious fucking person from what I've heard. So I don't know if you can count that as a twist, if you can see it coming from the fucking get-go. The Village, that was another one with a silly little twist.
Oh, the twist was that you thought this was like a period piece, but no, it was actually in modern times.
Yeah, it was just people wanted to escape.
It's like they were in some kind of Amish community or something. I don't know.
Yeah, and they had the monsters were just village elders who would scare the children into not going too far out, because they were in a wildlife sanctuary or some shit. So they couldn't have people going too far out.
Mm-hmm. It's more like it's like I think you know what I think I got a good way of putting this. It is like we're in some kind of period of storytelling that I am calling but it was me Dio era. Blake Dusquill, he said, sticks to his JoJo like a good weeb in the chat. So yeah, what's funny is that's not even a plot twist there. That's not even a plot twist. What happens? It's like in the first episode or the first chapter of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and what happens is that Dio. He forces Arena to kiss him, and then he's gloating over how like you thought your first kiss was going to be Jonathan, but it was me instead.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
that's not really interesting.
Well, actually, he didn't subvert the audience's expectations, but he subverted that's actually perfect. That is actually a perfect metaphor now that I think about it, because when you think about it, Dio is any given director that tries to subvert the audience's expectations, and Arena is the audience. You thought Ray's parents were going to matter, but they didn't.
Well, actually, they do, because they're fucking retconning everything.
I know, but you get the idea. Like this is what we are in. The it was me Dio era of storytelling. Where it's I am very good. I am good with metaphors.
Yes, you are. You should make note of that and let people know.
I should make a T-shirt out of that. I'm telling them that. Yeah. Okay. So we're okay. So they tried to subvert audiences' expectations. So if you had to say it, what exact prior to this episode, how did you expect this to turn out?
I thought they were going to lose Winterfell. I thought, there's still 3 episodes. The only other bad guy is Cersei, and she got the Golden Company, and I thought that there was going to be some interaction with her and the Night King. Like he might lose a good portion of his army taking Winterfell, so he travels south. He gets the Golden Company because they're not fucking prepared for a fucking Night King on Dragon. He takes King's Landing because in the last season, Jon Snow in the last episode constantly was pointing out how there's 1 million people in King's Landing. You got to remember that there's 1 million people in King's Landing, and if he gets these 1 million people in King's Landing, we're finished. And well, that's not going to fucking happen now, but we'll get to that. So yeah, I thought they were going to lose Winterfell. There would be, a handful of survivors, and they're going, "Oh, what the fuck are we going to do now?" And then Bran would figure something out because he's the 3-hour wave, and he'd come across something with maybe Sam's help because Sam's been looking into history and he's been helping piece things together with Bran. But that's what I thought was going to happen. They were going to suffer a big loss. They were going to lose Winterfell, but the Night King was also going to make his way south as quickly as he can to recruit some more troops.
All right. So that's what that. So basically, how you expected this to end was more or less. Well, in fact, this entire season to end was that the White Walkers were going to basically run roughshod over Westeros. Then
They were going to get to the south and get to King's Landing because there's been a lot of foreshadowing that hints towards that sooner or later the Night King would end up on the throne. Now, whether that was his intention or not, or just, the symbolism that he's in Night King, he's taken out the leaders and he's technically in control now, was always something that was very carefully symbolized and foreshadowed in the series. And even, well, he's not in the books, but the White Walkers are going to have some kind of giant impact in the books because of all the visions, and even Dany's one in the House of the Undying. There was the 3 prophecies. She had to light the 3 fires. It was for love, betrayal, and there was something else. God, I can't fucking remember it now.
mm-hmm.
But yeah, you've got this established build up. I mean, there was, you expected something to it. You didn't know what it was, but you expected it to go somewhere. And of course, you had Jon Snow. Now, Jon Snow's main arc is he knows that these White Walkers are coming, and he's trying to convince anyone, you've got to put your priorities because this giant unstoppable force is coming, and we need to find a way to work together to hold it off. And that could technically lead into a relook at the politics after it's over, which is something that's very strong in Game of Thrones, is the politics side of things.
Well, yeah, like I said, because like everybody knows the whole series was inspired by the War of the Roses.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
So, I mean, well, for one, I don't think nobody expects this to have a happy ending.
No, I mean, it was going to be a bittersweet ending, I think was the words described, which, John they might have had to compromise with the Night King. There was some kind of pact with the Wall, and we don't know what that is yet. We probably will never know now, not as far as the TV show goes, but there's going to be some kind of sacrifice. I mean, the Night King, because there was also that rule that no one was supposed to be going north as well. It was like the Wall was a, what's that? Oh, hold on.
Oh my fucking god! Duskwall dropped the the best fucking thing in the chat, man. I'm gonna send this to you right now.
Yeah, I'm just I clicked on it, don't worry. Expecting a plot twist.
But it was me, deal. Like I said, that's just that is how I am. That's how you summon it up. The "it was me" Dio era. All right. Okay, so okay, so we know. Okay, so you told us like how you thought it was gonna go.
Yeah.
How did it actually go?
Well, they lose a lot in the battle, and it looks like they're going to lose. And the Night King, he wants to kill Bran because Bran's a three-eyed raven, and it would destroy the memories of humans, or that's the gist of it. It would destroy all the memories and knowledge of humans. So he's about to they're in the Winterfell, you know where the Wayward Tree is? They're out there. Bran's in his wheelchair. He's sitting. The Night King walks in. All the White Walkers surround Bran. He raises his sword. He's about to strike down. And I shit you not. Ninja Arya, out of nowhere, somehow sneaks past all the White Walkers, leaps up into the fucking air, and is going to turn around and stab the Night King. The Night King grabs her by the throat. She drops a knife, but she catches it with her other hand and stabs him in the gut, and it kills the Night King and all the White Walkers.
Okay, here's one thing I gotta clear. Pretty much nothing kills a White Walker except Dragon Glass.
Oh, well, she uses Valyrian steel. It's the dagger that was used to try and kill Bran, which Littlefinger had planted, and basically what started the War of the Five Kings. But yeah,
I don't get it. They established like as far back as the first season that you couldn't kill well, it wasn't a White Walker, it was a white. But the principles yeah, I mean like John ended up finding out that you had to kill him with dragon glass by accident, and that was because he had a dragon glass sword.
Yeah. It's Dragon Glass, Valyrian steel, and fire seem to be most effective.
Yeah. Okay, so 3 things that can kill a White Walker: Dragon Glass, Valyrian steel, and flaming sword.
Well, they do use flaming sword, but fire's like how you burn
Just
them.
fire.
Yeah. As long as it doesn't have to be fucking anything fancy, it can just be fire. You get a gasoline and matches and you're good to go.
Right. Okay, so fire, dragon glass, and Valyrian steel.
Yep.
Arya had a Valyrian steel dagger on her.
Yep. And she somehow, I don't even know how the fuck she got it. Everyone's saying, oh, well, it makes perfect sense because she's been trained in stealth and she can move like the wind. I'm like, okay, if this was, I bought the fact that she snuck into the Frey's house, killed them all stealthily, and then killed Lord of Frey. That makes sense to me. If this was, say, with Cersei and she snuck away into the palace and got Cersei when it was alone and did a quick kill, that would make sense. But this is the fucking army of the dead. You know how close they stand to each other when they're surrounded. They're basically shoulder to shoulder like a wall.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they see people in. She somehow sneaks between them at the speed of light or the speed of wind, because you see all these White Walkers fucking hair move up like something's moving past them at incredible speed.
Mm-hmm.
And she gets airborne, and none of these fucking White Walkers see her or try to stop her. But the Night King grabs her by the throat. That should be fucking it. I mean, once the Night King gets you in his grasp, that's pretty much it. The only reason Bran escaped, of course, because he was in a vision, but he's still got the bruises on his arm. But she's able to drop the dagger, catch it in her other hand, and stab him in the gut. That's how the fucking Night King ends. And how I say this fucking becomes the last Jedi type mistake is because Jon Snow's story means nothing. His entire encounters with the White Walkers, his rivalry with the Night King, you're throwing out these prophecies about the Prince Promised, the Light Bringer, the the Dark Knight, the Long Night. Sorry, you know how the White Walkers are this fucking unstoppable force. They are death. The way to beat them is there was some kind of pact. I mean, I thought that's what it was going to come down to. I mean, the Night King wanted something, and if they agree to not come north, he takes what he wants and he'll leave them alone. But that would be a really big price for them, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But it comes down to fucking Ninja Arya getting airborne and stabbing him in the gut. And Arya has no story with the Night King. She has none. She has never had any.
If I remember
It just
correct,
doesn't
like I said, I quit after season 6, but I remember up to that point she had never seen a White Walker.
No, she doesn't know about the White Walkers until season 7 when she gets back to Winterfell. That's the first she learns of them.
Hmm.
And this was the first time seeing them last night in the battle.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've looked and people were fucking praising this, going, "Oh my god, Arya's such a badass." Okay. We know Arya's a badass. Okay, we didn't need this fucking scene. It's been established since season 1. She was a very good character, but
Probably
this is
one of
just
the
going to
probably one of the at least one with the most identifiable arc.
yeah. But this kill was not earned, and now it's like I don't like her anymore because it feels like she's taken. So she's like fucking Daryl Dixon on the Walking Dead TV series. He took all the fucking good characters stories from the comics, like Tyrese. He took a lot of Jesus's story. It's just when you put it all on one fucking character, you lose interest in them.
Yeah, Tyrese and Jesus. Yeah,
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 Daryl did a lot of what they were supposed to do.
yeah. It seems like Daryl really kind of overshadowed a lot of the cast in The Walking Dead.
Yeah, I don't fault him for that. I mean, I don't think anyone expect him to be that popular, but it didn't mean he had to fucking take on every fucking role himself. And the other characters are just there because they're in the comics, so we'll make them do something.
Yeah. Now, funny, I always kind of saw that the Daryl of Game of Thrones was more like Tyrion.
Yeah, but I mean, we know who Tyrion is, don't we? I mean, before the show, I mean, Dale just comes out of fucking nowhere.
Well, Daryl wasn't even in the comics; he was invented for the show.
Technically, he was supposed to be the Dwight. He was the incarnation of Dwight.
Huh.
But they brought Dwight in later, so I don't know. But he was based on Dwight originally.
I guess something has changed along the way. But it's just more like but I'd say Tyrion is more like the Daryl of Game of Thrones, just kind of by popularity. Like he's the guy everyone loves Tyrion.
Yeah,
Everyone considers Tyrion the best character.
yeah, but like he didn't steal what John was supposed to do. He didn't steal what Sansa was supposed to do. So he still stuck to what his role was throughout.
Actually, did Tyrion have anything to do in this episode?
He was in the crypts, and he was basically it was him and Sansa kind of, catching up after so long. And there was one funny line. She goes, out of all the men I've married, you were probably the best. And Tyrion just looks and goes, my God, that is a sad thought. That was actually pretty well done.
Yeah. He always does get the best lines.
Yeah. It was fucking Peter Dinklage. Fucking. Yeah. They couldn't have fucking cast that role any better.
Yeah. You're not kidding. It's just like, yeah, he's just. Yeah, like I said, like just like it just seems like no matter how bad things get, if Tyrion has at least one line in it, you'll get something good out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was probably the highlight of the show, was that fucking line. The episode last night. Out of all my people I married, you were the best one. Well, that's a very depressing, sad thought.
I can just imagine how he said it. Well, that is a very depressing, sad thought.
Yeah. Well, you fucking the other one she married was Ramsey, and we all know how that fucking ended.
Yeah. I think it kind of, at least it kind of shows that Tyrion's at least cognizant of his own of his shortcomings.
Yeah.
That is not a little person joke, by the way.
No pun intended there.
Yeah. Now, oh man, now I feel like I'm about to reenact that really cringy skit when they put Shawn Michaels and Triple H through Little People's Court.
I don't think I saw that.
It's probably one of the worst skits they've ever done. It is, like I said, it was when they brought back DX and Hornswoggle wanted to be the mascot.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. I don't remember the Little People Court though. You have to explain.
All I gotta say is it's Triple H and Shawn Michaels, and they're being tried by a bunch of dwarves, and they can't stop themselves from making short jokes, even though they're not trying to.
Very DX style humor, then. Yeah.
Like that's like the joke is they are trying to avoid making those jokes, but they keep slipping into it. Like every time they catch themselves, it's like, oh no, wait, that wasn't. It's like, I'll say this though, at least Shawn Michaels does a better job of selling the jokes than Triple H does, though.
Yeah, he always did, didn't he? Triple H wasn't much of a showsman, not unless he was a heel.
Yeah, Triple H isn't. Yeah, he's a solid worker, but he's not that funny.
No, he was always better as the bloody
He's better as the serious guy.
Yeah, the aggressive wrestler who'll do whatever it takes to win. I mean, that role was perfect for him.
Yeah, he's better when he's serious and ruthless.
Yeah. He was one of the better fucking villains in the Attitude Era, easily.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, Shawn, just like Shawn, though, just like no matter what you give him, he'll sell it.
Yeah, he's a showman. He's a showstopper.
All right. Was there any other? Okay, and that tangent aside, is there any other way that this was there any other ways this episode sucked the big one?
Right at the beginning, for no reason at all, Ghost kind of disappears. Like the last time I saw him was when Jon Snow was brought back, and then he was missing. All of a sudden, the Dothraki are charging at the White Walkers to take them out. And the fucking out of nowhere, fucking Ghost is running alongside him, and they get this really clear shot of Ghost. Like, what the fuck? Where did he come from? And then the Dothraki had these flaming weapons, and they charge into the White Walkers, and they're going, they're doing their yell, and then slowly in the dark, you see the flames go out, and it goes completely fucking silent, and that's the last you see of Ghost as well. And he was charging up with them, so he's fucking gone.
Oh my god.
It's like, okay, Ghost, it was good to see you again. Why the fuck weren't you running the other way? I mean, fuck that. That was not your fight.
Yeah, I seem to remember. I think it was a theory video I caught a while back, like years ago. Arya's wolf, I forget its name.
Nymeria,
yeah. Like apparently Nymeria was leading like a super pack of wolves.
Yeah, we saw that in season 7.
Really?
Yeah.
Was that at least cool?
Yeah, they surround Arya because she had like just breaking for camp heading to Winterfell, and Nymeria walks up growling, and then Arya looks at her, and then Nymeria stops, realizing who it is, and then Arya says, "Would you like to come home with me, girl?" And then Nymeria just turns around and walks away, and the wolves follow her. So it's kind of like Nymeria recognized Arya, but didn't want to go with her because she's got her own pack in that now.
You would have thought that would have played a bigger role in the show than it actually did.
There's still 3 fucking episodes left, but I don't know, man. They've just the entire whole mythology about the princess promise that White Walker's supposed to be the embodiment of death. That's all gone, and all that's left is fucking Cersei Lannister. It's like, who cares? I mean, Danny's still got 2 dragons and a fairly sized army. Who cares? After the Night King, who gives a fuck about Cersei Lannister? I mean, the worst she can do is play with wildfire. But yeah,
Pretty sure all Danny has to do is just ride into King's Landing on her dragons, and that's all, and that's it.
yeah, game over. I mean, the scorpion bows we saw last in season 7, they don't fucking do anything. They injure the dragons, but these dragons have just been almost killed by White Walkers. So, they don't care about fucking crossbows that are going to fucking take fucking minutes just to line up and so you get your projection shot correct because they're fucking constantly moving.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I've heard theories that the Night King isn't dead. It's like he still got fucking outsmarted by Ninja Girl Arya because reasons. That kill was not fucking earned by Arya at all. It was, it was so fucking stupid. I just don't fucking know what the fuck
they're this where you're calling it? Is this where you're saying I tap out?
I'm morbidly fucking curious how they're going to carry the Cersei story for 3 episodes. They're all going to be movie length. I mean, they're all an hour and a half now.
How much more does the show have?
Okay, it's an hour and a half for each episode. It's 4.5 hours, and the only threat left is fucking crazy Cersei. I mean, like,
wait, they are actually leading up to the actual fucking end.
Yeah,
this is it. This is the
it's only 3
last season.
Yeah, there's only 3 episodes left, but it's only fucking Cersei, and it's like, who cares? If Arya can kill the fucking Night King, Cersei is like nothing.
This is like actually going to Cersei after killing the Night King just makes it that's very anticlimactic. It's like that should have been the Night King, like the Night King, like that goes without saying. That should have been the climax.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. Who cares? It's Cersei.
Like, feels like it's.
And I've seen people fucking, I try to be respectful for people's opinions, but I'm seeing the most stupid fucking defense. Oh, well, no, Cersei's always been the bad guy from season 1. You haven't been paying attention if you didn't think Cersei was going to be the main villain. No, the White Walkers have been clearly fucking established as the major threat coming for everyone. This is what everyone had to look out for. And ending it with Ninja Flying Girl and her magical dagger is just fucking ridiculous.
It's just like, what is the fucking what's the point of carrying on at this point?
Yeah. And I've seen, getting back to the theories, saying, oh, well, this is the Night King's plan all along. It's a big trick. I'm like, okay, so his trick was to lose his entire fucking army, his undead dragon, and trick everyone to thinking he died at the hands of a little girl, and he's going to what now? Where does he go from here? What's the fucking end game? I mean, the guy spent thousands of years building everyone up. He's been patient. He was waiting for his chance to get the dragon. Once he got the dragon, it was straight south of the wall.
Okay.
And then he purposely loses it all and tricks everyone he's dead because what? How is that a good fucking theory? What'd you say? Sorry.
I said because reasons.
Yeah. And like they're saying, oh well, oh you killed the Night King, but he'll come back. It's like, yeah, but he's still coming back with nothing, and it still doesn't change the fact that Arya stole what technically should have been a conclusion to John's story. Even if John had died at the hands of the Night King, that still would have been a conclusion to John's story. I'm not saying John had to be the one that killed the Night King, but John and the Night King, they had to have their little showdown because that's what it's been building into with as far as John goes.
Yeah. Agree.
I mean, I'm really curious. I'm gonna wait a while before. I got to see what George Martin has to say about this because I sure as hell know that he didn't fucking plan for the White Walkers to be taken out by Ninja Girl.
All I know it. I mean, like, what's his? I gotta look. I think isn't his role in the show like a producer or something? I have to look this up.
It was up until season 5. Seasons 6, 7, and 8, he's had nothing to do with it. He only gets name in the credits because of royalty.
Okay. I'm actually pulling up his Twitter right now.
All right.
All right. Let's see. His last tweet is from April 25th.
Okay. Okay. Maybe he doesn't want to fucking say anything. Maybe he's just fucking seeing that. He's like, I have nothing to say. I don't know what's going on here.
Well, it's not like he has anything to lose from HBO. Oh, no, wait. He does. There's still his other stuff that they can adapt.
Would he fucking want them to?
No. Did you see how much money he made off? Have you seen how much money he's made off Game of Thrones? Would you want to bite the hand that feeds you?
If it was sending me bullshit, maybe.
I don't think. I think he is if he has any opinions on this, he is probably holding it back just because he wants to keep options open for his other works to be adapted. Because I think they're working on an adaptation of one of the prequels to Ice and Fire, and I think another one of his science fiction books got turned into a miniseries also.
The prequels, though, are not going to be his work, though. It's going to be an individual thing for the TV show.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I have to imagine. I think like that's what I think. I think he wants to keep options open for getting more of his work made into either television or films.
Fair enough. He's got fucking more restraint than me though, because
yeah, like there's Forrest. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah.
I'll to you too, man. Yeah. I don't think he's going. Yeah, that's my guess. Like he's probably not going to say anything. He's probably not going to say anything about Game of Thrones until he gets to like I said. That's my tinfoil hat theory there. He wants to keep options open.
That could be it. I was going to say maybe him not saying anything says it all, because he always used to praise the seasons up until season 4, saying how it came out better than he thought it would. And if he's not saying anything now, that probably says what we need to know.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I just looked up like in the one of Night Flyers got. It's based off a novella and a series of short stories that got turned into a TV series on Sci-Fi.
Okay.
That's about 10 episodes. Oh, 35% of Rotten Tomatoes, but it's Rotten Tomatoes, so I'll take that for what it's worth. 6 out of 10 on IMDb. That's probably not bad. It might
That
actually be
sounds
decent.
Yeah.
Might actually be decent. I think I saw a DVD for it.
I haven't even heard of it, to be honest.
No, I mean,
What
like
day?
I said, I only knew that there was, like I said, I kind of dug into some of his backlog, into some of his other work, his specifically his science fiction stuff. Yeah, yeah, just to kind of look it up, and yeah, I knew about Night Flyers. I also knew it was made into a really bad movie back in the '80s. I think it was a TV movie.
I'll have to look that one up.
Yeah, but yeah, there's a sci-fi series, and it's about 10 episodes. Well, I don't know if that's all of it. Is it? First season. Oh shit! They had to
What?
cancel it this year.
Uh,
So that's all we're getting. That sucks.
that doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. I mean, we all know what happened with Firefly, and that could have kept going.
Yeah, I mean, like on the one hand, what we got was good, but it's like you also think about what we missed out on too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
That's what sucks about it. That's kind of what sucks about like shows that like are good but only get like one season out of them. You're always left wondering like what else could we have gotten had things gone better.
Yeah. There's quite a few shows like that,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Well, I guess if there's a silver lining if there's a silver lining to this week's episode of Game of Thrones, it's that Tyrion had the best line, and it's almost over.
It's almost over. It's just 4.5 hours left in Cersei Lannister's Your Greatest Threat. Like,
More like I wouldn't say greatest, your final threat. It's just let me put it this way: it's like having. Okay, this is going to be a really messy metaphor, but I don't have any other better way of putting it.
all right, shoot.
It's like having really good sex with a girl, and then it go one night, and then you have and then the next, and then you do it with another girl a different night, and it's not as good.
Yeah, that one could use a little bit of work, but I see what you're getting at.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a really messy metaphor. That's not a pun, by the way. That's not meant to be a euphemism saying it's a messy metaphor. It's a messy metaphor because, for one, the climax that we were supposed to get, the climax we were given was actually sucked to hear Dean Tay tell it.
Yeah.
Just wasn't good at all. So it's like, but I mean, like it could have still been I mean, like if they had to just get rid of what they really should have been doing, just take Cersei out of the picture, and then make Battle of Winterfell the final, the actual final climax. Like that's what should be happening. The Night's King should be the final boss of the series.
Yeah, I mean that's what it's been built. That's what's been teased as.
Now I got it. I got a better way of putting it. Final Fantasy X.
Yeah.
You fight. I don't know if you got this.
Oh yes, yeah. You fight Jet.
Yes.
And then you fight fucking was it Hugh Yevon?
Yeah. Yes.
My God.
And he was that fucking tick is that glowing tick is the final boss of the game.
And you can't fucking die on him. You cannot lose to it. Is impossible to lose to him because he brings you back to life when you die. And I don't know why he thinks that's a good idea, but that's what he does.
Huh. Yeah, that is like, that's how you put it. You fight, like when you fight Jacked in Final Fantasy X. I mean, say what you will about Final Fantasy X, the combat system in that game was solid.
Yeah.
And it had a couple good boss fights.
I agree with you there. We talked about this week before last, something.
I don't remember. Like, fuck, if we might have talked about it, but yeah, we probably did. But yeah, like, I did not get to Jacked, but you did. That was a good
Yep.
fight, right?
Oh yeah, that was a fucking great fight,
Yeah,
and it was really well built up. I mean, the storyline rise.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, you have this good fight, but then you find out, wait, this isn't the final boss. It's this fucking tick, this glowing tick that doesn't let you die.
Yeah, you can't die on it. You could purposely let your characters get killed, but it'll bring them back to life right away. It's the most fucking ridiculous fucking thing.
And I think if I remember, just like you, Yevon basically lets you just bitch slap him.
Yeah, it's
He doesn't even put up any challenge.
no, and like I, he wants you dead, but he brings you to life. It's
Not only that, he's not even actively trying to kill you either. It's like I said, isn't out. It is insultingly stupid easy.
yeah, yeah. I never got that because he's trying to stop you, but he lets you win. It's like, oh god, Jesus.
Yeah, that is what that is. That's the best way of putting. That is the best way of putting this. The finale to Game of Thrones. It is like the ending to Final Fantasy X.
Yeah. A lot of people, they say, "Oh, well, the Night King's not dead. There's more to it." Let me just fucking say this. Let's say all that's true. It does not change the fact that Ninja Gilaria completely destroyed the Night King's grand over 10,000 years fucking scheme just because she's had stealth training. I mean, if it was that fucking easy, any faceless man could have gone fucking north and ended this anytime they fucking wanted. But so Night King's plan's completely fucking trashed. Nothing. Jon Snow had no part in that. Dany had no part in that. All these characters built around, knowing of the White Walker's existence, and even Bran really didn't fucking do anything. He just sat there drooling in his chair. And you say, okay, well, no, this is part of the Night King's plan. There's something else, or there's going to be something else that comes. It doesn't fucking change the fact that you just did a Last Jedi and you've completely fucking destroyed the entire mythology, the lore, and you just, oh, let's just have Arya sorted out because she's a badass. So, I mean, we're going to make her look even more badass for some reason. I mean, people saying that the Night Queen may turn up. She may turn up, but it doesn't change the fucking fact that the Night King went out in the complete fucking worst way he could have done. So I don't know how the fucking show can really recover. And people really fucking like it, and they're saying, "Oh,
I would say if there's any way the ending could be worth it, just put Dany on the throne. That's what everybody wants, right?
yeah, Danny on the phone, yeah." But you're going to get your fucking happy ending, and that's not what it should be. I mean, the way I actually saw an ending was, you have your Night King, he takes Winterfell, fucking Cersei looks like a complete idiot, and in a dying moment she realized, oh shit, I actually should have fucking helped these people. Stupid me. Oh well, I'm dead. So the Night King's got fucking Winterfell. Jon Snow and the survivors of Winterfell, they make it down, they get to the south, there's like, oh fuck, he's already here. And then you find out what this fucking pact was with the wall, what the agreement was for the Night King staying in the north, because he let them build that wall. And it was going to be something like, I want Dany. You give me Dany, and this all goes away because I want her to be my queen. Or, you've got to, it's going to be something that's a heavy fucking price. Dany comes with me. You've got to have a Stark in Winterfell at all times, and none of you bastards are ever to come north again, otherwise I will come down and I will not stop this time. Because the whole Stark has to remain in Winterfell, I thought that was going to play into it as well.
Hmm.
I understand. That's kind of how I saw things going. Like they would have to negotiate with the Night King, and it would be an extremely fucking high price. And then the series ends with them getting on with their lives, but he's still around, and he's still the force of nature. That if they screw up, he's gonna fucking come south again one day, and he won't stop next time. And there's your bittersweet ending.
Yeah. I think at this point, yeah. I think at this point, the only way to redeem the ending is to just let the fans have the ending they want.
Yeah, I mean, well, they all fucking seem happy with Arya. Like, oh my god, this has all been built up. No, it fucking hasn't.
No.
Nothing about Arya killing the Night King has been built up. Her training does not count. So yeah, they may as well just fucking put Danny on the throne, have her marry John Sasha's not Sasha, Sansa, sorry, is Warden of the North because that's what she wants. And praise be, Westeros is finally at peace.
Yeah. Yeah.
I fuck it, I'll stick it out. I'll watch the final 3 episodes because I'm kind of curious how they fucking do this. I gotta see how they fucking carry Cersei for fucking 4.5 hours, which has already been defeated. I don't know how many fucking times now. The Red Sparrow bested her.
The fuck is the Red Sparrow?
The oh, the High Sparrow. Sorry,
Oh, the High
I was
Sparrow.
thinking I was thinking of the Red Cape, and I put the two together.
That makes more sense because I don't remember the Red Sparrow anything being called the Red Sparrow being a thing in the show.
Yeah, I got the High Sparrow. I was thinking of how he captained the Red Cape, and I got the names mixed up. My bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, the High Sparrow's already bested her. The fucking Tyrell's bested her.
Yeah.
She hasn't actually done anything of value until Cryban came along and gave her the mountain, and he was the one assisting her in her plans, and that's when she started fucking achieving shit. So that's more him than her.
Yeah.
There you go. They less Jedi'd Game of Thrones and completely threw fucking everything out the window for one badass moment. Well done. Yeah, that was skillfully done. Ryan Johnson will be proud of you. Maybe you should get him to direct the final 3 episodes.
I still think, like I said, like if they want to salvage this, like just go for the fan service ending. At least then people will be satisfied. Like say, okay, you know what? That battle of Winterfell episode sucked, but at least we got the ending we wanted.
Yeah, I agree. Cater for the fans. It's the only way they can go, really.
Yeah, if they keep trying, if that the pro like we have to like I hope that's what they did because these episodes have already been written, they've already been shot and filmed, and now we're just waiting for them to air. So
Yeah,
they just better hope that that's what they decided to do.
yeah, I think they will. I think it's going to go for the happy ending.
Just
Which
stick.
George R. Martin isn't going to be happy about himself, even if he doesn't say anything,
Mhm.
because he's always said it's.
He's always praised the show for being. He's always praised the show's quality. Always said it was good.
Yeah, but we know what he wanted for his story, and it was not a. It was a bittersweet ending, not a happy ending, not a everything's resolved ending.
Yeah.
Maybe in about 3 or 4 weeks, once the finale's done, I'll sum up how I feel all together, and I'll see if they actually salvage something of value to take away from the season.
Yeah. Let's hope it does.
The fucking White Walker story, fucking thrown out the window.
No shit.
Print, yeah,
None of it mattered.
yeah. Not the Princess Promise, not the Lightbringer, not the whole Rhaegar is John's father, and none of that shit fucking matters anymore because you got Ninja Arya. Jesus fucking
It
Christ.
don't. It don't matter. None of it matters.
I mean, yeah, it's exactly what they did with the Skywalker family in The Last Jedi. Oh, anyone can use the Force. It's nothing special. I mean, the Skywalkers weren't fucking special.
I don't know.
Bye
Like
bye Darth Vader mythology.
on the one, I mean, on the one hand, I mean, at least in the original trilogy, it was kind of implying that I don't know. It kind of there seemed to be like some kind of slight implication that being able to use the Force was something anybody could do, but it took a lot of training and discipline to do it, and most people couldn't do it, and most people just didn't have that capacity.
Yeah. But there was also the prophecy side of thing, which is where the Skywalkers came into it.
Yeah, true. Like I
And
don't know,
that,
yeah, the whole thing about it being like linked to bloodlines and shit, like that kind of came out in the prequels and some of the expanded universe stuff. But I don't know, like only certain people had an affinity for the Force, but still, I mean, like it managed to make sense. I don't know, like I'm sort of I kind of like I'm kind of more of a fan where like magic is something like anybody could do, just most people don't know how to do it.
yeah, that works.
And not everybody's got the knack for learning it.
Yeah.
Like it's like, let me put it this way. It is like anybody you could teach anybody could be an artist. That doesn't mean everyone is going to be good at it.
No. I mean, I know my artwork sucks. I'm an artist, but I'm just fucking really fucking bad at it.
Yeah. Yeah, you get it? Yeah, it's like yeah, I mean like anybody could do anything. That doesn't mean everyone is going to be good at it. So like that was kind of that just seems like it's more interesting to me that it becomes not it's not so much about talent so much as being able to hone a certain set of skills, but just not everybody is able to just not everybody has that kind of not everybody has that has like it's not everybody kind of has that affinity for it. It's like it becomes less about it being like, oh, you're good at this because you belong to this bloodline, like say Harry Potter, like you're good, like you can only do magic because you got magic in your blood. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, I
just
see what you're getting at. Yeah.
it's just, it's just like,
I think the thing with the Skywalkers is though Darth Vader, he was solely created to bring balance to the Force, and so of course his children would be something a little bit special.
I suppose,
Yeah,
we're going to, yeah, you know what? Now that with Game of Thrones ending, I think it goes without saying that the one to pick up the torch for being the epic fantasy TV series is going to be the Netflix Witcher,
if
which
that ever
so
fucking
far is not
happened.
inspiring confidence in people.
No, and Henry Cavill, he keeps leaving and delaying shoots, so it's stuck in a bit of a limbo at the moment.
Yep, it is. It's just like who the fuck knows? Like who the fuck knows at this point, man? Who the fuck knows?
Yeah, I can't think of any fantasy show that would. Maybe the Lord of the Rings when that eventually gets off the
Oh yeah,
ground.
that's right. Amazon is making a Lord of the Rings series.
Yeah,
Sam even thinks it might be good, and I remember for a fact Sam did not. Well, I don't think he hates the Peter Jackson movies, but he doesn't like them either.
no, but these are more like original works and not. So they got a bit more room to play around with it
Yeah.
because the first one I think is going to be based around young Aragon.
Okay. Also, I know for a fact I think Sam hated the Hobbit movies.
Oh yeah, he did. Well, the Hobbits were a bit of a fucking
There
cash
were a
grab,
lot.
weren't
There
they?
were quite a few missteps with the Hobbit movies.
Like turning into fucking 3 movies for one,
Yeah,
2 at the most. It only need to be 2 at the most.
yeah, yeah. So I guess the yeah. I guess the big question is, are we gonna yeah, like yeah, I guess it's gonna have to be the Amazon Lord of the Rings series.
That's the only one I can think of off the top of my head because I would agree with you with The Witcher, but I don't know what the fuck's happening with that
Like
show
I
at the
said, like
moment. So, yeah,
the problem with The Witcher is just that it just everything like all the buzz I've seen surrounding it doesn't seem to inspire confidence from the fans.
wasn't there some casting
Yep, some kind of
issues?
controversial. Yeah, some kind of controversial casting, and it's like, let me put it this way: I kind of made fun of. I sort of made fun of this, like saying like that that the casting was not going to be something because do you obviously know that The Witcher it is massive.
Yes, I know.
It
That's
is
correct.
no, it's massive like out in Poland.
Yeah, yeah, I know about that. I know the backstories and that to it and its connections
You know, it is like
and how it came to be.
yeah, it is like it is yeah, it's huge. It is yeah, it's a cultural institution for Poland. Very popular among Polish people.
Yeah.
Like everyone in Poland has at least heard of it. Like no yeah, even if they haven't seen it, they at least know it exists. So there go so the Netflix series is going for this it's going for this sort of more like woke casting, I think. I'm not even though I have to wonder if that was actually true because I don't think they actually cast and I haven't checked in on it that closely, so take that for what it is.
I think, like, there are some questionable casting choices these days, and you could use the woke argument in a lot of things. But also, I think people will see a strong female lead and they'll instantly jump to that conclusion, and
No,
that's
it
not always
wasn't
the
that.
case.
It was more like I remember hearing buzz about like how one of the casting calls they were making was that they were going for someone who was black and Asian. And like I said, the thing that makes this very quick that makes this controversial is because it's set like the world of The Witcher is basically based on medieval Poland.
Okay.
Like
Yeah, all right, yeah, I see the point. I see that point.
yeah, and here's where it gets funny. You take it they want to be more they want to like like how Hollywood likes to say they're woke and like they respect different cultures like this is like saying like oh you Polish people that we understand your cultural institution better than you do.
It sounds like them, doesn't it?
See. Yeah, but yeah, like I said, like it just seems like it's not even that. I mean, like even Henry Cavill's casting has not exactly inspired confidence in people too. Like not a lot of I've seen a lot of people not sure they really buy him as Geralt.
No, I mean, no, I wouldn't say I do. From what I know about him, I haven't actually played the Witcher games. The closest I've had to do anything Witcher is Soul Calibur 6 when he's the guest star. So yeah, but I going from that, I can see why Henry Cavill's a bit of a questionable choice.
Mm-mm. Yeah. Yeah, so fucking hell. I don't know what to say, yo. It is yeah, it's just like it's either assuming The Witcher gets its act together, it's either that or the Amazon Lord of the Rings series. Nothing
Yeah,
left.
that's true.
Because other than that, no more epic fantasy on TV after Game of Thrones.
No, there's still the historical stuff, but it's a completely different ball game. I think Dust left the chat first.
Yeah, I probably did because he hasn't not responded. To answer your question though, Forrest, I've actually spoken to Dusk. He's American, and he's actually seen my werewolf videos, and he kind of digs the glass walkers.
Glasswalkers.
The ones that the werewolves that like to live in the cities and like technology.
Yeah, I remember that one. I had to think back for a moment.
All right, so yeah, I've still got that interview at 6:30 with Matt and Dan on. We're gonna be pushing the Kickstarter.
Sweet.
I think we're at a good spot where we can call it good. So yeah, we are going to. Yeah, so Game of Thrones doesn't. Yeah, this week's episode of Game of Thrones was awful, and Dinte just told us why it was awful.
Last 2 minutes fucking ruined the entire series, and just a reminder, I won't be here next week as well.
Oh, so I guess we'll be calling up next week off then.
Alrighty then.
Wait, you said you wouldn't be here next week.
Yeah. Well, I thought you might get someone else on. I don't know these things.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, like, maybe, who knows? Maybe I'll. Yeah, it'd be on pretty short notice. Well, I don't. I mean, we've taken breaks before. It's no biggie.
Right. So we'll see you in a couple of weeks, people.
Yeah, maybe, but yeah, I guess we'll just lay it out with a couple things. Link to the Mythoverse Kickstarter in the description if you want to donate, and if you can't, well, spreading the word helps too, guys. Otherwise, Game of Thrones, your episode is bad and you should feel bad. Have a good day, guys.